guess I'll be avoiding that in the future. Anyways, back to the top. So, Robert Mueller has publicly stated now, I guess allegedly, that Michael Flynn should get a pass and serve no prison time because of his substantial assistance and sensitive information he has provided in the Trump-Russia probe. So, what the hell? Why are my frames dropping? Doesn't make any sense. So anyways, if you come across this and you end up watching it for any amount of time and you notice that there's any lag or freezing up or dropping of frames, please let me know. I mean, obviously I need to get a new computer that can actually handle streaming, but until then, I need to try to tweak things and make them work until they work. I have been streaming for several minutes with my mic muted. Not happy. What are you gonna do? Right. Anyways, so Michael Flynn looks like he's going to get a pass thanks to Robert Mueller, allegedly. Boy, it's really bothering the hell out of me now. I'm only dropping like 1 frame a second, but 2 frames is like, why am I dropping frames? I'm not doing anything. My computer should not be updating. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know. I guess time will tell. My CPU usage, I bet you something is updating because it keeps jumping around. What are you gonna do? Any hoozles. How many times can I say that in an hour? So it looks like Flynn is going to get a pass, at least mostly. I don't know how much he's actually contributed. I don't know how much he could contribute because he actually wasn't even involved in the Trump administration very long. In fact, I think he was fired and indicted within like a month of Trump taking office. I mean, he was involved in stuff beforehand, but not so much in the capacity of being able to, I don't think he was able to put anything against Trump. I don't think. Why does this time out? So frustrating. Let me refresh this page. I apologize. So anyways, Michael Flynn looks like he's helping out Robert Mueller and his investigation. So we'll see how that goes for everyone involved, including Trump and his administration, including his transition team. Interesting. Let's see what other headlines we have. We have Trump declares victory over the Paris Climate Accord, calling the deal fatally flawed, and Macron suspends fuel tax hikes amid mass protests. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. I mean, and the thing is, I think they're doing it in the name of cleaning the earth and making the earth a better place. And that's why they're raising these taxes. Not because things actually cost more, but because they're trying to, promote people not using fossil fuels. But I'm sorry, like that's what we have to use right now. I mean, when there is literally 15 million or 50 million or 500 million electric cars on the road, great, we can use those. But you want to know a funny fact? Most people don't really think about electricity's got to come from somewhere. And where does it come from? It comes from factories, which usually run off of either nuclear power or coal or fossil fuels. So it's not like you're really saving a whole hell of a lot. Any hoozle. Let's see. There's not a smoking gun. There's a smoking saw. Furious GOP senators led by Lindsey Graham say there is zero question the Saudi crown prince ordered the murder of Jamal Khashoggi after briefing by CIA boss. Is anyone surprised by that? I mean, maybe they are. I don't know. I'm just making sure all my connections are still connected, and they are. Good deal. But I wonder what their proof is. I mean, obviously, they know either they have videotape, audio tape, someone's confession, something going on where they know darn well that, you know, this was done by him or ordered by him. I mean, regardless of like, oh, well, you know, it must be ordered by him because he's in the position of power. Like nonsense like that. I mean, sounds like there's actually something to it. UFO Messiah, who exposed Area 51 to the world, Bob Lazar, says he is still being monitored by authorities 30 years after he went on TV and said he'd worked with alien spacecraft in a secret U.S. government project. Is that true? Do we have any people out there who are into aliens and conspiracy theories? Anyone know who Bob Lazar is? I bet you I have a friend who knows exactly who Bob Lazar is. Probably read all his books or writings or whatever. I have a friend that's huge into aliens and believes we're actually aliens and we were planted here by aliens, which could be true. I'm not saying it's not. I don't know. I don't claim to know the facts. Sorry, I'm just kind of scanning real quick to see if there's any other good headlines. But let's see, the UFO Messiah. When I click on this, it's probably going to drop my frames a little bit. Let's find out. Shall we? Think. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Down to 23 frames, 24 frames. Oh, yeah. And now we're back up in the good area, 29, 30. Okay. Oh, I would actually show you this webpage, but I don't know if I'm supposed to. Things are very sketchy when it comes to internet rules and what have you. Because for some people, they're like, oh yeah, you can show whatever you want. Other people's like, no, you can't show anything. And there's really a lot of gray area. I mean, I wish it was like, oh, if you stream from Twitch, you can show XYZ, or if you stream from YouTube, you can do, you know, ABC. But that's not the way it is. I mean, obviously, if you're on YouTube, you don't want to be streaming other people's YouTube stuff, you know, things like that. But can you show a news article? I mean, obviously, you're giving the person credit. You're showing who wrote it or what newspaper it appears in, right? I don't know. Good question. Well, thank you. And I dropped it down to 28 frames per second, but I didn't touch anything. It makes no sense. It's crazy talk. Crazy, I tell you. So again, oh boy. Now it dropped down to 22, 21, all because a little video popped up on this other monitor. I need a new computer, peoples. Help me get a new computer. How can I get a new computer? What requirements, what minimum requirements do I need to be able to do what I'm doing? To run a few webcams and to be able to have 2 monitors and be able to open up a couple of web pages. Like, what's the minimum? Right now I've got a dual core i3 running this show. Obviously that's not cutting it. So what else can I use? Can I use well, like an i5 7th generation work if it's like a quad core, or do I need like a 6 core? What's the minimum I need, and how many do I need? Because right now I'm running what, 8 gigs? 8 gigs. So do I need probably 16 gigs and like Intel Core i5? Son of a. Yeah. Do I need an Intel or comparable to AMD? And that's another thing too. Like AMD might be totally fine, but do I get like a Ryzen? Do I get an FX chip? Like I know nothing about AMD. So what are my options? What should I be focusing my efforts on? I'd rather get more bang for my buck and not spend as much if I can get away with $600-700 just for a tower with a decent setup that's going to allow me to stream. I don't need to game. I don't need to do anything else. I just need, to be able to do this without me dropping 8, 9, 10 frames or whatever a second. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Vern? You probably have no idea what I'm talking about. So anyways, back to Bob Lazar. So again, it says the UFO Messiah, apparently that's his nickname, who exposed Area 51 to the world, Bob Lazar, says he is still being monitored by authorities 30 years after he went on TV and said he worked with alien spacecraft in a secret U.S. government project. He first had headlines in 1989 when he told the Las Vegas TV station that 9 alien spacecraft were being tested and analyzed in Nevada by U.S. scientists. Lazar said he worked to help reverse engineer the flying discs, which used technology that had not yet been discovered or invented by humans. The scientist, they put that in quotes, not me, said he'd been threatened about coming forward but felt the public should know. He was highly criticized and many claims were debunked. Okay, where was I? Filmmaker Jeremy Corbell was just 13 years old when Lazar's extraordinary statements hit the airwaves. He'd been fascinated by UFOs and Lazar ever since. Corbell's new documentary, Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers, traces Lazar's path since 1989. He now runs a science equipment lab in Michigan. Lazar stands by his assertions and says they changed the trajectory of his life in, for the most part, negative ways, and he probably wouldn't speak out again. Well, okay. Is that how old he is? 30 years after. I don't know if it says how old he is. I have no idea how old this cat is. This Bob Lazar. Lazar. That's fun to say. You should try saying that. Lazar. You can probably hear that. Sorry, I can't help myself. I'm bored. Bum 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 bum. If I Sorry, I'm just. Yep, nobody. Okay, cool. Alrighty then. Bob Lazar, she isn't like that old. After his initial interview in May of 1989, Lazar spoke out on the record and on camera in November of the same year, revealing his identity to the world, subsequently unleashing huge waves of curiosity, support, and criticism from various factions. Actually, a fun sentence to say. He drew pictures. Excuse me. Excusez-moi. Yeah, okay. Not much going on here. So this is, oh my God, why did it drop down so much? Are you kidding me? Down to 18 frames per second for Please help me get a computer. Okie dokie. Another headline we can talk about is Trump confidant Roger, can't speak, Roger Stone, invokes Fifth Amendment and refuses to testify before Senate committee as he blasts innuendo of non-public proceedings. Longtime Trump advisor Roger Stone is invoking the Fifth Amendment and refusing to hand over documents to the Senate Judiciary Committee, his lawyer wrote the panel. His lawyer says he won't turn over. Where are we at here? Turn over documents for secret proceedings. Stone has previously testified before the GOP-run House Intelligence Panel, where the top Democrat says he may have committed perjury. In the final paragraph of the letter to Senator Dianne Feinstein by Stone's lawyer, he refuses to appear or turn over documents, invokes Stone's Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Now, this is kind of a weird time that we're living in, right? Because, like, forever, if, like, you got a subpoena by some committee in the U.S. government, you were expected to show up, right? That's how it works. Now, people are just saying, no, I don't care. I'm not going to do it. You can't make me. Have your way. And, like, nothing ever comes of it. So, depending upon the circumstance, depending upon if it's beneficial for me or not to show up, if I ever got subpoenaed, I may or may not go, because what are they going to do? Not a damn thing. Apparently, the U.S. government has no power other than the IRS. They can put your ass in jail, but beyond that, that looks really strange, doesn't it? Ooh, that looks actually really cool. Ooh, that's funny. It's actually really amusing. Yeah, but that's actually something really, something to keep in mind. Apparently, whenever there is a Senate Judiciary Committee, you don't actually have to go. Because what are they going to do? Nothing. Not a damn thing. My goodness. Where are we here? Other headlines. A handshake from Donald Trump and a kiss from Melania. The Trumps visit with the Bushes to honor the 41st president, fearing years of tension between the families. That's interesting. Oh, good for them. Right? Right. Because, let's face it, there's too much bad blood in politics. So if anyone can actually be nice to the president, it's got a strange message. Encoding overloaded. Consider turning down video settings or using a something. So my guess is this is probably lagging a little bit if I'm getting those messages right. Probably kind of bad. I don't think I can turn it down any further. Can I? Huh. I don't know. Perhaps, perchance. What I really need is a new computer. Not that I'm against you, buddy. You've been a good computer, but you weren't built for what you're doing. Right? Right. Uh, Sorry, I'm just checking out headlines here. Yeah, I don't know if you saw this, but if not, you should Google it. It says, Hero salutes hero. Bob Dole, 95, is helped out of his wheelchair to stand in tribute to George H.W. Bush as the greatest generation says farewell to one of its own. He gets up and he salutes the former president and his former friend as best he can. So, interesting. God, could you imagine being 94 or 95 years old? That's crazy. Crazy. I'm 40 something and I have trouble with that. Imagine being more than twice as old as I am now. That would be, oh, I mean, maybe it'll be fine. Maybe not. Who knows? Costa Rican police arrest security guard 32 in connection to the death of a Florida woman whose body was found next to her Airbnb as cops revealed they discovered blood inside her sketchy vacation rental. Oh, that's so terrible. So terrible. Oops, sorry. Bumped the microphone. My bad. My bad. Hey, I'm gonna try some real quick. I'll be right back. Okay. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back.
I can't do it.
Okay, I'm done trying something. I just want to see if this can make a weird noise. I can never remember if I'm supposed to mute something or not. I think I'm not supposed to mute it on this computer, but if I do it on my Apple computers, I'm supposed to mute it. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I can't keep my shit straight. What are you gonna do? Too many devices, too many different types of devices, too much crap going on. What happens if I hit this? Periscope says unsupported. Oh, because it doesn't tell you. Interesting. Interesting, Mr. Bond. Interesting. Okie dokie. Oh, anyways, I think I'm going to call this quits for the night. I tried, and I just want to see what happened. So, yeah, very good. I'm going to go and mess around with my computer settings some more. So have a good night. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.